Ready? Okay. So I'm going to start with and I'm sideways because I have a monitor. I'm going to start with, okay, so here's the tree. And we're going to start with, you guys see my fingers pointed, right?
Yep. Okay. Can you move that little, see where's the X in the box? Can you get that out the way? Yeah. Just close that.
What that'll do, but okay.
Yeah, it worked.
I need it later. Okay, so here is where we kind of start. This is Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And this up here is Mama's parents. So James Scott and Lucinda Scott.
Okay.
James Scott was born about, I'll pull up his profile. So he was born in about July of 1851.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mama, his daughter, was born in January 1st, when they really don't know the date, in 1872. Mm-hmm. And that was there was a Lucinda and a James Scott who got married around that time, which I think might be them. And then, so Mama was born, and then there was a child named Martha. Did you guys ever hear mention Martha?
No, I never heard of that.
I can't say if I did or didn't.
I never heard him mention a Martha, but under James and Lucinda Scott and Mama and Pitney and Lida, who is Aunt Lottie, Martha was one of the children who was mentioned. And so there was Pitney, who they call Sis. Mm-hmm. You remember, and all they talking about Aunt Sis. And Lida, I have Lydia because somebody spelled it wrong. It's Lida, that's Aunt Lottie. Mm-hmm. And then Rhodey, who is Rhoda Scott.
So were those Aunt Lottie and Sis, were they and Lilo's and Anali's
they were Mama's sisters. And
so they were their aunt. Okay, their aunt.
Right.
Okay.
Charlie Scott.
Sisters. You said they were sisters?
Yeah, these are all Lucinda Scott and James Scott's children. Mama was one of them.
Okay.
And so Charlie Scott shouldn't be on here. I don't know why it's on here, but it's something that needs to be taken off. And then there was Henry, who's Uncle
Bud. I remember his name.
Uncle Bud, yeah.
Who was Champ. James Jr., who was Tenan, I think. Is that Tenan was James Jr.? I think that's Uncle Tenan. And then there's Elvira. Mm-hmm. And there's Ed Scott, who was the youngest. And that's Uncle Ed. And they lived in all of these in the 1900s. This is where they lived in East Baton Rouge, in the 7th Ward, 6th Ward, and all the way.
Why does it say, were they in jail or something?
No, that's what, instead of saying districts, they call them wards.
We call them counties, they call them wards, and back east they call wards. Jury is the ward. That's just the name of the county, kinda. And then this is for our great grandfather, and there's a record that he passed away in November of 1938. Okay. So that's how we got his birth and his death. Now, okay, and then so in the 1870 census, there was a record here. I'll let you see it. Because remember, he was born in 1855.
1855.
So this is an 1870 record. And in this record, I found a James Scott who was 20 years old, who'd been about his age. This might be him. I can't say for sure. He was a mulatto. And that's how they have him listed as a mulatto, which means he was light-skinned, and they have him as a domestic servant. And so if he was born in 1850 and 1870, he would have been about 20. And so that's the record, I think, is him. But I can't find anything after that. I'm sorry, I can't find anything before that for him. So the oldest record I can find that might be him is this 1870 record. And then in 1880,
James Scott.
For James Scott.
Was he 30? Oh, he was 20 in the 1870 census.
So this one is the one. So this one is on James Scott. He's 30, which means that's about right. His wife is Lucinda.
His wife was who?
Lucinda. Lucinda Scott.
Okay, Lucinda.
Right. So James Scott and Lucinda Scott is your great-great-grandmother, our great-great-grandmother.
And that was in and she shows up in the 1880s.
Mama shows up in the
1880s. What's happening? Somebody's interfering.
Otis.
Is that Otis trying to talk?
I think so. Odie, are you trying to talk?
I can't see you guys anymore. I have you minimized so I can see.
Yeah, we were hearing a bunch of garble, so we couldn't barely hear you, Ree Tee. But
okay, so James Scott and Lucinda Scott are our great-great-grandparents. Great. And then Mom, that's Mama's parents. And here's Mama. She was 8 years old.
Mary?
8 years old.
Mama Mary, yes. She was 8 years old. And Martha, who was 5. Pitney, who was 3. This unnamed baby was 10 months. And I believe that was, it was Rhoda or a Lottie.
Okay, so Mama was the oldest.
Yes. And then Champion, so there was a Champion who was also James Scott, our great-great-grandfather's brother.
Okay.
So here it says he's a brother. He's 28 and James is 30.
So he's the older brother.
No, he's...
Oh, yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, because he was 30. He was 20 in the 1970 census.
This is 1880, 1800s, after the Civil War. And so there's a Champion, and you'll see that there's also a Champion. They named one of their children Champion. So there's a brother Champion and there's a son Champion. Okay. This just lists out what you see on this record.
Lucinda. Okay.
Record. Okay. So then in 1900, so in the 1900 census, I said, they ain't gonna be able to find, y'all ain't gonna be able to find me because in the 80s, I didn't do the census at all.
I didn't do the census in the 80s either.
Y'all find me again in 2000, but in the 80s.
There you go. That's because we were conditioned. We were conditioned not to do it.
Right.
Don't tell nobody all your business.
Yeah, you know, the revolution that came in the 60s, we weren't doing all that stuff after that.
Don't tell them your business. They don't need to know.
So the next census is 1900, and here's James and Lucinda Scott. Elvira, now he is, how old is he?
Gotta be about 50 or.
They used to have the age on here. Age, 48.
Was it 19? He was what, 48?
Now he's 48.
Okay, I was close.
And so Elvira is the daughter who's at home now. Henry, Uncle Bud, Champion, who's now the son, right? Except he is 12 years old. So you know that's not the same as his brother.
Right.
And then there's
James.
Henry is Uncle Bud. James is Uncle Tenon, and Edward is Uncle Ed. And then Champ was just Uncle Champ. That's what they called him. And then, so this is 1900. And so if you look right here, where I'm hovering right here.
Yeah.
Leonard Leggett.
Not Ligon?
Right. Leonard Leggett. Remember the names is however they wrote them, however they spelled them, however they pronounced them. So Leonard Leggett and Mary, I thought his wife was Henrietta. So Leonard Leggett
18.
and Mary Leggett are our other great grandparents. These are Lynn Leggett, Mama Mary's husband's parents.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the brother who was home at the time, and he was like 26. But he didn't stay there long because he ended up living with Mama and our grandfather, great-great-grandfather, Lynn Leggett. And so what's interesting to me is they live right next door. This is the number of the family, and this is the number of the dwelling. So James and our great-great-parents on Mama's side lived at 108. Our great-great-grandparents on Lynn Leggett's side, Mama's husband's side, lived at 109.
So this is in the 1900s.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got that all wrong. I was thinking it is Henrietta. This is not our great-great-grandparent. This is our great-grandfather. This is Mama and her husband. I was like, Mary, this is Lynn Leggett is Mary Scott's husband. Okay, and Thomas is Lynn Leggett's brother. So you know Lester is Lester Lynn Leggett.
I didn't know that. That's Lester's middle name, Lynn Leggett?
Yeah. And Lester's middle name is after his great-grandfather, Leonard, who they call Lynn.
See, this is something, this is interesting. Okay.
Well, Odie know that, right? Odie, you still there?
No, he's not there, but this is something that we need to write down, so like in a book or something, so the other people, the other younger people will know.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Because that book is a long way off, I'm sure. So this is Mama and her husband who live right next door to her parents, and that's his brother. Lynn Leggett's brother. So your great-great-grandfather, Lynn Leggett. And so remember that people took on the names of their, if they were enslaved, they took on the names of their slave owners. So Leggett probably was a slave owner. It's an English name. It keeps coming up. Whenever I type in Leggett, it sends me to England.
Okay, you telling me that's Grandpa's brother?
No, uncle.
This is
Grandpa's uncle.
No, this is Grandpa's parents. Mama is Grandpa's mother.
I got you now.
Lynn Leggett is Grandpa's father.
Oh.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So,
so the name was Leggett, not Leggin, not Leggins.
And then as the years went by,
Grandpa's father.
Huh?
Grandpa's father.
Yes.
And parents. That's his parents.
As the years went on,
this is Mama Mary's husband. It's Mama Mary and her husband. That's Grandpa's parents, Aunt Ollie's parents, and Lilo's parents.
I got you. Yeah.
So their real names is Leggett, not Ligon.
So the name started out as Leggett, or if they said Ligon, and people understood it to say Leggett, that's what it became. That's how they spelled it. And I'm going to show you the same thing with Lucinda. Her last name was Tillison, Tillison, but I'm going to show you how it just evolved to that spelling.
So it originated as Leggett, and then as the years went by, when they were saying Leggett, people were hearing Ligon.
Or people understood it to be Legan. You know, like the people whose name it was, they understood it to be Legan. But you see the Legan transformed. It started as Leggett, and I think there were some white people slave owners named Leggett.
Mm-hmm.
And when people start saying their name themselves when they're no longer enslaved, they said it like they understood it to be.
I see.
Right? So they understood it to be Leggett. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know, you say Leggett. I mean, that sounds the same, right?
Oh, yep, close.
Say it fast. So the name evolved. Over time. And I don't know how it originated or none of that, but it did evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then on the same page, so Mama was in dwelling number 809. And then here you have, right here,
Mm-hmm.
you guys see it? Is it big enough?
William Leggett.
You can see it. I can
William
see it.
Leggett, that is Lynn Leggett's and Henrietta Leggett are Lynn Leggett's parents.
Oh, okay. So they're
That's okay. Say that again, please.
So right here where we're looking right here, William Leggett,
Mm-hmm.
Henrietta Leggett are Lynn Leggett's parents.
Mm.
So these are our great. So Mama's our Lynn and Mama are our great grandparents. These are our great grandparents. So they're on the same level as Lucinda and James Scott.
okay.
They're our great grandparents.
On the husband side. Who?
No, she's talking about this is on grandpa's side.
No, I'm trying to figure.
They're
Talk about Beba.
I'm trying to figure.
okay. Wait, let me show you the tree. That'll help. Let's go back to the tree. I'm just trying to show you history right now, but I don't want to confuse you because it can be complicated. Let's see. Let's see if I can get back to the tree. Okay. So this is James and Lucinda Scott.
Right.
And this is their children.
Right.
And who their children married, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then alongside of them, okay, let me see. Okay. Right here. So these are Mama's parents.
All right.
Mama's husband.
Leonard Leggett.
Let me do this way.
Okay, yeah, that's better. I see.
Okay. This is William and Henrietta Leggett, husband and wife. They are the parents of Leonard Leggett, Clara Leggett, and Lawrence, Clara, Leonard, and Thomas Leggett. They're her parents.
And that's Mama Mary's father's.
Mama Mary married Lynn Leggett.
Oh, that's Lynn Leggett. Okay, that's her husband's. Okay, got it. His husband parents.
Then Mama Mary and Lynn Leggett
married.
Had Ollie, Uncle Jake, and Aunt Lila.
Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
So they're our great grandparents.
Right.
Because these Lynn, Henrietta, and William Leggett and Henrietta Leggett are in Ollie's grandparents.
Right.
Uncle Jake's grandparents.
Right.
And Lilo's grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Uncle Lemon, he was the only Phillips in the family.
Yes.
Okay.
So Lynn Leggett, I don't know what happened to Lynn Leggett. I assume he passed away.
In 1940.
Or they separated, or he went away. I don't know what happened. He disappeared. he left. I don't know. Something happened. Life changed. Mama married or was related to, had a relationship with, let's see if I did this right. Oh, nope, I didn't. Hold on. I'm sorry, my mouse won't let this, keeps dragging this thing. So James Phillips, his mama Mary is Uncle Lemon's father. So Mama and James Phillips had Lemon Phillips about 1913. Okay.
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep, we understand it.
So this was the interesting part and had me all excited. Then, so James and Lucinda Scott. So Lucinda Scott, her name was Tillotson, and they spelled it Tillison. And we found a record of Lucinda Tillotson back in this time of slavery. So in 1855, she was born. So she would have been born into slavery. And there was a Tillotson. Let me show you this. There was a Tillotson. This is okay. There was a Tillotson plantation, and you see how they spell it? T-S-O-N. It's Tillotson or Tillotson, but it's not spelled Tillotson. Tillotson. And but when you say it, you can spell it a number of ways depending on what you hear. And so this is the plantation that Lucinda Tillotson was on, and that plantation is right up here.
And okay, now Lucinda is, who's she again?
She's Mama's mama.
Okay, she's she's her mama, Mary's mother. Okay.
Oh, she's your great grandmother.
Okay.
Wow.
And so I was saying we always said we came from a small family. And we did now. But this is Lucinda Tillotson's parents, who are our third great grandparents. So our great grandparents is Louis Tillotson and Mary Tillotson. What's Mama's name?
Mary.
She was named after her great grandmother. And Louis and Mary Tillotson had these children. Do that again.
He had a lot of kids.
Oh my goodness. How many children did she have?
Well, Louis Tillotson had 17.
17 kids.
I'm trying to make it big enough to see the whole thing. There we go. So Lucinda was one.
Yes.
Laura Tillotson was one. Looks like Emil was one too. Oscar, Sydney, Henry, Hannah, Lizzie, George, Nora, William, Glaster, Douglas, Angelina, Louis, Joseph, and Joseph. Those are all Louis Tillotson's children.
Louis Tillotson's kids.
And the ones next to them are their spouses. And
And so Lewis Tillotson had all these children, but he was married to.
Hold on. Let me just get them all out.
Okay.
Then he had, that was with his wife Mary. Then he was with Mary Davis. So I'm not sure if Mary, because there's two Marys on here. So Mary Davis and Mary might be the same person. But she had children named, their last name was Cain. And remember, wherever you were on the plantation is what your name was. So there's Joseph, Minerva, Elizabeth, and Delia, Cain. And they were Mary Davis's children. So I don't know if they were Lewis's children also, but that was one of his wives. And then he had Susan Alice Otto as a wife. Oops, hold on. I can pick her out. Susan, here we go. And Susan Alice Otto had her children. Susan Otto had. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta get rid of that. I'm not getting rid of. I gotta remove some of these wives so I can see. Well, Susan Alice Otto.
She had 3 kids.
Oh, maybe they didn't have any children together. Maybe they didn't have any children together. The line would go down to these kids. So these might have been her kids. But anyway, these are all the children. These are all Lewis Tillison's children. Now, when there's a line like this, because they married somebody.
Right, because you can see the two, what do you call those little two icons?
Yeah. So this is James and Lucinda, James, Mary, Lucinda. Emil, it looks like Emil and Laura, same name. Her name was
Tillotson what?
Tillotson.
Oh, okay.
And then Henry and Hannah married Hannah. And then George Tillotson married Mary Tillotson.
But he made his own sister.
Remember, the names were slave owners' names.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting that.
And then, so what it was is George Tillotson married Mary, and her name became Tillotson.
Oh, yeah.
Not that they,
because
this was post-slavery. So Henry married Laura Tillotson, and her name was something else before. And what this document is, see, these are always interesting to see, these newspaper articles. This is
a death certificate.
This is the obituary from the newspaper. And this is Mary or Molly Tillotson was trying to get the property from her husband. Let me see if I can move. So being the said property acquired by George Tillotson as per Act of Record in Book 101 in conveyance records of this parish. So she was trying to get the property moved over into her name, and women couldn't own stuff, and
that's right. Back in the day, they couldn't own anything.
Yeah, so it's a sheriff's posting saying this property Mary's trying to get. Anybody out there own it? Kind of thing. So those are all our great grand uncles and aunts. And then from you can do it, there we go. From her, that's from, I'm gonna hide her for a minute just to, okay. From Lewis Tillotson and Mary, we don't know her name was before it was Tillotson. They had Lucinda Tillotson, right? These are our third great grandparents. These are our second great grandparents. Sorry. And then James and Lucinda had Mary.
Yes.
And Mary had our grandparents. And there you have it. So here's the interesting part. Let me see if I can find Alex Tillotson. I mean, is it Alex? Oh God, I forgot the name. Let me see if it was let's see. Alex George. Alex.
It look like he's straining your eyes. You can't see?
Oh no, I can see well. I just
no. I said
talking about me.
He's touching his face and
yeah, my glasses is kind of
his eyes. Mine do that too, where my glasses don't seem like it's looking right.
So this is what we found last time. So one of our great grand uncles, Joseph Tillotson and Nora Cooper, had a child named Alex Knox.
Oh, Uncle Knox?
No. Alex Knox Tillotson.
Knox wasn't even part of the family.
Oh, I see.
He married a woman by the name of Annie Monroe. Annie Mary Monroe.
Is she related to Uncle Monroe?
This is the one that I showed you guys and asked you to read last time.
Oh yeah, Sim Monroe, San Francisco, California, preceding death by husband Alex K. Tillotson Sr. and son Alex K. Tillotson Jr. Wednesday, 1990, resident Baton Rouge. She was 65, a native of whatever that is. Arcola, visiting at Capitol Funeral Home, 6 to 8 p.m. Sunday. What does that say? Interment in Port Hardin's National Cemetery, survived by daughter Ann Tillotson, two sisters, Rosetta Gibson and Mr. Pearl Matthews, both of whatever that city, Mississippi. And a brother, Sim Monroe. See, that's right. Brother Sim Monroe, Uncle Monroe.
Yeah.
Francisco.
So, Uncle Monroe, Papa's sister, Annie, married one of the Tillotsons, and he was the brother-in-law of the Tillotson family. And he had a sister named Annie and a sister named Pearl. I remember those names. I didn't remember, I thought he only had two sisters, so I didn't remember the other sister, Rosetta.
I didn't even know he had any.
He had two sisters, I remember. But anyway, yeah. So what a small world, right?
So he was probably got hooked up with Anali because he was part of that family.
Well, I don't know, because she lived in I don't know. She lived
Port Hudson.
I don't know when
Hudson
and Ollie met Papa. It was in San Francisco or if it was in Baton Rouge. But he's from Mississippi.
Yeah, wasn't Uncle Monroe? Where was Uncle Monroe?
San Francisco then.
Uncle Mummer was from what was it?
Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah. He was.
Right. So
What was the name of the town? I forgot. I remember. I used to know the name of the town. I forget because we used to always say it.
I don't know, but I found a record on him too when he was a little boy.
Uh-huh.
Sim Jr. His father's name is Sim Monroe too.
Oh, so Uncle Mummer was a junior.
Mm-hmm.
How interesting.
Yeah.
How old was Monroe when he died?
They all were 80 years old, according to what everybody say.
He was younger.
Was he in his 60s?
I don't know.
I don't remember Herman. I have to look at his thing and I could tell you, but I don't have it in front of me.
Alex Knox Tillison. So Alex Knox Tillison kept her maiden name. Oh, Knox is the plantation place.
No, Alex, middle name Knox, last name Tillison.
Knox has a middle name?
This ain't Uncle Knox. This is one of your great uncles whose name happened to be Alex Knox Tillison. And he had a son, he named the same thing, Alex Knox Tillison Jr. And then Alex Knox Tillison Jr. is the one I think that married, let's see, Annie Monroe. And Annie Monroe was Papa's sister.
So, and Ollie and Uncle Mummer probably met because they probably had some family gatherings and he was always eyeing her at one point.
I don't know.
That's the story I'm sticking to. So they met before they came to California.
I think Lorraine said they met here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They probably met here. Unless it was in Louisiana.
All I know is Papa's been here all our lives. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
He was here when Shirley was born because he had a name for her. And so.
What did he call Shirley?
He came here in Shinley.
Chitley?
Shinley.
Oh, Shinley.
Monroe. Let's see, Alex. No, they had a child. So Annie and Alex Tillison Sr. had a child. Alex Knox Tillison Jr. So she high up on the tree. As far as the wind in which the family member. So she got married in 1949, and maybe she met Tillison through 1907, 1970. Maybe she met Tillison through Papa. It could have been the other way around because in 1949 when they got married, he was already here in California. He was
So he probably, she probably did.
But I never heard any stories about Ollie knowing his
how they met.
I mean, she told stories about how she met. Those are some of the stories that I slept through. But
if she said it, I don't remember.
I remember her talking about. I remember when Daddy talking about Papa's sisters, and they had two sisters because he was saying their name when he was sick one time. I said, "Who's that?" And he goes, "That's his sister."
So when she was telling you how they met, so how did they meet? Ree Tee?
I don't remember how they met. I said Lorraine said something last time about they met here.
But sometimes Lorraine information be off, so
I know, but that's what she said, but I don't remember. I don't remember how they met actually, or when they met. But I know when Shirley was born, they were together. I remember that.
Okay, so Lorraine wouldn't know how they met anyway. Then she
said, and Ollie always told stories and talked about stuff.
She always tell all kind of stuff. Yeah, she told good stories.
She did.
I used to love it.
That's why we know some of this stuff that we know. So Joseph and Nora Tillison had all of these kids. One of them was the one that Papa's sister married.
Alex Knox.
These are just more children of the Tillotson children. This line is just Joseph Tillotson. Look, there's a Herman too. Herman.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Who's that? Who's the Herman Tillotson?
He's just one of the
children, siblings.
Joseph and Nora.
That's one of their kids, huh?
Alex Tillotson.
Joseph Tillotson.
His siblings. And, the line just goes on and on. There's also Juanita Tillotson. All right, and then...
Wow, there's so many of them.
Yeah, right?
I wonder back then, were they just breeding? This slave master was breeding them.
Well, this was after, all this is post.
This is post-slaves.
Post-slavery.
So
the only ancestors that we have on this tree that was born into slavery were
these two, Lucinda and Matthew.
Just those two, huh?
In 1965, the war was over. And these people were born, this is 1865, that's Mary, that's one of the daughters. But Lucinda, she was 5 years, 5 years into slavery, and she probably wouldn't even remember it. With this row, some of them were enslaved possibly. But after that, even here, 1974, these people didn't experience slavery.
So after that was all racism.
Oh, sharecropping and all that, yeah, but not being enslaved. We don't go that far back. That's why it's hard for Black people to find their ancestors, because their names changed and they got separated.
Yeah.
Enslaved. If they weren't enslaved, it's easier. Like, if they were somewhere else. I know on Daddy's side, there talk about name change spellings. There's Berryman spelled about 4 different ways. Depends on what the census
Bureau
down. So he heard Berryman, so he spelled it Bereman. And somebody else heard Berryman, and they spelled it Beriman. And it's really Berryman, Berryman. So.
Oh, I know how to spell it. Yep.
You see here, and Tillerson, and Tillotson. That's how Lucinda spelled it. It's just what they understood. They weren't allowed to read or write, so
right.
When people said that's how you spell it, and that's how it was spelled. That's how it got changed. And from Leggett, and let's just look at Leggett for a minute, since you guys. Fine. The easiest way to do it is here. Spell it right. Not right either. How about William? I can spell that. Okay.
Like Legan.
Okay, for
Leggett.
William Leggett, and 1 T, 1 E, 2 T. So it was William Leggett. It was Leonard Leggett.
Leggett.
And then it was, and Uncle Jake was a Legan, and Aunt Lilo was Leggins.
Oh my God!
Right, it depends on how you say it.
Right.
And
wait, how did Grandpa spelled it?
Legan. Legan, Juanita, Ida, that whole generation.
And how did Lilo spell it?
Well, it's Leggins with 2 G's.
Oh, she had hers with the 2 G's.
Well, she had hers, but that's where they spelled it, and that's what she had. It just depends on.
I'm surprised they got her first name right.
They don't.
Oh, they don't?
Some say Lila because they thought it was an A instead of an O.
Oh, I just noticed that Leela. Still a Lilo.
Mm-hmm. See, this one, well, she was Kemp then because she was married to Mr. Kemp.
Kemp, that's what his name. I can't think of his name.
Okay.
At first, she was married the first time in her 20s, in her early 20s, huh?
Yeah. So this is the 1940 census, right?
And Mary spelled hers Leggett. Mary.
They said, but I bet they didn't say Leggett. I bet they said Leggett. So, and Ollie was RG, because that's what they called her.
Algra. Oh, called her Angie.
That's what they read. They interpreted this R.
And then Ollie, I'm surprised that Ollie probably got mad. Nah, Algra. Nobody could understand. Right?
And this is and Ollie and Daddy and Mama. She was Leggett. Leggett's with an S. So she probably said leggings. I said leggings.
Leggings, that's what she said.
And then Lilo with an O, but they have it typed out as an A.
Yep.
That's really an O. And then Alphonse was Leggett's with an S. Yes. And Uncle Lemon. Right? So that, it's just, like I was talking to a friend of mine one time, her name is Burkham. I said, where do you get that name from? She said, girl, it's some misspelling of some name. And that's exactly what
I bet your Uncle Dale's name, his last name, Hart. I bet you it didn't start off as Hart. Probably started off as something else.
Well, in Polish people and Irish people, and they had those longer names and they were discriminated against. And when they got here, they just shortened it. I was trying to think of names that I remember the long name and they just shortened it. Skin sleeve, they take all that off and just keep the first part. Okay, and so this is before they came. They were still in Louisiana in 1940. They didn't come to California until 1947.
Oh, they came in 1947?
Around there.
They came to California in 1947.
So who am I on right now? Oh, this is Amy. Is there phone directories too that you could look at? Okay, and this is Viva Leggins. This is
where was she supposed to be living? Clement. Oh, that's supposed to be Clement.
51 Clementina.
They spelled it wrong.
She was a laundry worker. That's when she worked across.
I remember a laundry worker, yeah, but they got this address wrong.
Let's see, here it's Leela Leggins.
I remember it spelled that way at one time. Leggaggen. Leggegen.
Yes.
And I was real little when I learned how to spell it that way.
I was trying to see on here if they have Leggin on here. So here's an Alfred Leggins, it looked like. And that's a 1G. Here, Uncle Jay.
Yeah, Legan. That's how Grandpa spelled his.
Same directory.
So Grandpa changed. No, he always spelled his like that. I'm sorry. And there goes Leggett. Leggett Wool Company.
Is that Clementina?
Leggett.
Yes. 679.
Mm-hmm.
And He was a veteran, and it was a shoe repair and shine place. That's when he had the shoe.
So that was down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Jake always lived down the street.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a shoe shine repair.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he had listed, but Grandpa had a cleaners, a restaurant.
1958, he was, I mean, yeah, he had a lot of stuff. So this was in Louisiana. This is in Lilo again. And this is when you keep saying Leela Camp on South Boulevard.
South Boulevard.
You guys remember that?
What city was that in? Louisiana.
Louisiana, Baton Rouge.
1934.
Louisiana.
Looks like she was living by herself.
She was by herself?
Mm-hmm.
With Mr. Kemp, right?
Not on that one.
Oh, not on that one? Oh, she was. And Leela did say she was, she told me that she left and she wasn't living with
Knox. This is that when they got together?
Hmm?
Yep.
He had William Knox. Knox's name was Sam Knox, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sam Knox.
Sam Knox.
He was Sam Knox.
What's the M for?
What M?
It says Leela M. Knox.
I don't know.
Well, they got Uncle Knox's name all wrong anyway. He wasn't William Knox. He was Sam Knox.
Well, let's see.
Samuel Knox.
Let's see, highlighted so I can find it, but I don't see it.
That's Knox.
You see anybody? Oh, here it is. William. Oh, that might not even be them, actually.
I saw a Knox on the bottom. On the next one over on the bottom there.
No, this says William A. and Leela M. But he was a driver. That might not be them. You know, people have the same names, surprisingly, but that might not be them.
Go up again a little bit.
Let's see. Go back. No. It's hard to tell which one I'm on. This is in Louisiana in 1942.
It was a maid.
1942, it says Leela Knox.
Mm-hmm.
This is Samuel Knox.
Where, Herman?
It's out on the bottom right there. It says Knox Samuel.
Hmm.
Yeah, 42, she was right?
What, Ree Tee?
I said in 1942, she was Leela Knox.
Mm-hmm. And she was a maid.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Smith Street. That's the street they lived on Smith, remember?
Yeah. Smith. There's a couple streets.
She lived on, I know she lived on Smith. They lived on Smith Street one time.
Hold on for a second. Keep it there. Oh, man, I wanted to get that down.
What, the address?
Yeah. I'll look that up with that.
Oh, 1365.
1345?
1365.
Smith?
Yeah, Smith. Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
What happened?
Hmm?
Oh, I was saying, if I click this, what will happen? Nothing. I can't get back to that page somehow, Herman.
Ree Tee, where it says death of Father Leonard Legan Leggett, 1870 to 1940. That's the grandparents again?
That's Lynn Legan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mama and her husband.
Yeah.
And it's William A. Knox come from that directory, so I'm not sure that that's them.
Because Uncle Knox's name wasn't William.
Right. And let's see, what do they have? Because Uncle Knox, Leela, she was worked as Leela Leggins.
Mm-hmm. Last residence, death 1989. And they don't list the household members.
No, this is just Social Security. This is
Social Security records.
This is Uncle Knox's doing. Right here.
That's Uncle Knox doing?
Yeah.
Sam Tell.
Oh, because that's the grave thing. Layla Knox, Cypress Lawn, Coma. Yeah, that's where she's at now, Coma. 9.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they got her down on her gravesite, Leela?
Probably. You can go and look in
Yep, that's how they spelled Anali's name. Algraf. Algraf. A-L-R-A-F. Algraf instead of Algraf.
how they spell it.
They spelled death of sister, A-L-G-R-A-H. And then they have R-G.
Yeah, A-L-G-R-A-H. A-L-G. That's how she spelled it.
That's how she spelled her name? Algraf? Algraf?
Uh-huh. That's how I knew her to spell it.
Well, I could never pronounce it, so probably the right spelling. Rather.
Uh-huh. All right. Anything else you guys want to see specifically?
Huh, Ree Tee?
Anything else you guys want to see specifically?
Yeah, are we done going down the tree?
Oh, no, the tree is with us.
So let's look at each of Mom Mary's children.
Okay, so
here we go.
This is Uncle Jake's children.
Lester
and Odie.
Lester Lynn.
Mine's.
Where's Pancho?
Okay, let me get that.
Odie.
Bill, you see how wide this thing goes?
Yeah.
Gotta go side to side. Okay.
Okay, there you go.
There's
Odie,
Mommy,
Lester.
Auntie.
Lester, Lynn.
Where's Pancho?
Where's who?
Pancho's not in there.
Who's Alphonse Jr.? Alphonse Jr. living? Odie's living.
Pancho. That's Pancho.
Pancho. Oh yeah, Pancho.
Where's Pancho?
He's no longer. He was named after Grandpa. He's no longer living.
Yeah, I know.
So that's Pancho's name right there. You got
Alphonse.
Alphonse.
Mm-hmm.
What is the green thing?
It just has more information
Oh,
for me. There's more about these. There's more for people. Sometimes it just shows me my. Sometimes it just shows me my chart. Oh, there's somebody else with this name on their chart. Oh, it's me. Yeah. Why did they? And so it's not complete. So I have to do Brenda, and Lestina, and Lestina has like 5 kids.
Yo, Malika, yeah, she got about 4 or 5. And Lestina.
And Bill.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to you just send me this recording. I like to look at it again.
Okay.
See, this is the tree in a minimized.
Mm-hmm.
Bill?
Yeah.
We're talking about how the structure
is. That the whole tree?
I believe this is the whole tree. This might be, let's see. No.
It looked like it was wider before.
Yeah, because this doesn't include all of the Tillerson kids. Just some of the Tillerson kids.
Is this the amount you want to show, or do you want to show the other stuff also?
Break it down, because everybody that we want to see. I'm sure that they would want to see, like Uncle Snoop, Anali and her children, and Uncle Snook and his kids, Grandpa and his children, and then his children's kids. That's a long tree.
So this, come on, man. Okay, this, I'm going to show you the whole tree. Oh, wrong one. Wrong kid. I'm just trying to show Bill that.
How big the tree? Yeah, all of it doesn't fit on the screen. Oh, 11 kids on that one.
Let's just say 11, brother.
When she clicked on it, it gives you the number.
Yeah, there were 10 kids actually. Charlie is not one of them. And one of the children died. I don't know one. Let's see.
Oh,
2
yeah, I see.
kids. Yeah, see, when she click on it, it says children. It says 2.
And you remember I was telling you guys that Daddy said we had a cousin who had 14 kids. It's her, Emma.
Oh, she had 14 kids?
Her children. It's her and Mr. Grimes.
That must have grind. 14 kids. It's like, ooh, man. She was always pregnant.
Who's Emma's mama? She's Amy
1800s.
Rhodey's daughter is Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And this Lorenzo? Emma?
She lived a long life. She died in 84.
She was 86. I think.
Yes, she sure did. 1898 to 1984.
That might be Cutting Lorenzo. It might be Lorenzo Cutting sister. And then let's see. And then Lucinda Cutting Tish.
Now I heard that name, Cousin Tish.
Yeah, Lucinda Baker was named after her grandmother, Lucinda Tillotson. And she had Rosemary, Hazel. All kids aren't on here. Rosemary, Hazel. Wait, I gotta get my book. I still haven't all filled out yet. Sorry. Takes a while. Rhodey, Kidney. She didn't have any children. Jermaine was another kid. Did I show you guys Pearl? What I found on Pearl last time? Your grandmother?
No, show us what.
Yeah.
You did. You showed us that she lived with didn't she live with her aunt
and her brother?
Yeah.
Let me see.
And you told us her name was Whitman or Whiteman?
White Mary.
And what year was she born? Again, I don't remember.
I'll have to go look. Hold on. Let's see. Where is Elvira? Oh, there's more. Lottie. Tish was Esau. Okay. Oh yeah. So Tish was Esau. Y'all remember hearing Esau?
Yep, I remember that name.
Esau's mom, Hazel, and Patna. Earl Lee.
Where are you pointing at?
I'm looking at my book.
You're looking at her notes.
From our
I see. Okay.
From 92.
I remember that.
So Tish was Esau, Patna, Hazel, Esau, Earl Lee, Dolores, the one that could talk to us, Rosemary, and Hazel. Those are her children. And they were, and Tish was Aunt Lottie's only daughter.
Oh, Tish was Aunt Lottie's only daughter.
So Rosemary Adams, Hazel McKay, sometimes it shows up as Augustus, sometimes it shows up as Baker, but that's Hazel, Patna. So it's not filled out. But anyway, I was just trying to show Bill how many layers.
but there's still more layers.
Let's see. Yeah, so this one only goes here, and then there's more. So it could be as wide as this bill.
I think you'll have to cut it up and print it in pieces and then stick it together.
Right. Okay.
But it looks like you might be able to see the whole thing in the small view. At least you could see what shape it was.
So this is
that most of them?
This is missing. This is to like Juanita and Ida's. Like this is like our parents' generation. Then there's ours, and then it's our children, and then it's our children's children. So there's
a couple more layers.
Yeah. Okay. So let me get. I'm sorry.
Can you? So it looked like you could isolate various sections and then print them and then sort of paste them together. If you cut out a section, do you still have those lines that go off the page? Or does it reformat everything?
If I looked at just one, let's see.
If you took the second and third layer, the right side of it, would it show still the lines that connect everything, even if it didn't show the things they connect to?
Sorry. You could say if I don't want to see the grandchildren, well, they're not showing. So if I had these showing, so it filled it up right here, then I could take them out and say, I don't want to see Elvira's grandchildren. I don't want to see this layer. And so what we would see is just kind of like when I started out, would be Lewis and all of his children.
But it looks like it changes the lines. It erases the lines to things that doesn't show.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to show a big view with everything, then you have to manually reconstruct those.
Yeah, wow.
Unless so the only way you can get this stuff off the website is to use print. You can't.
I'll have to call and find out. I can probably I don't know if I could download it to a flash drive or any of that. I haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah, it depends on how they let you export it. If they do let you export it, maybe they want you to stay on their website forever.
That's the other thing. Yeah, could very well be that.
That's what you call the profit.
Right.
The profit center.
Yeah.
But it seems like you could. I mean, you could manually put all the stuff back because you can get each individual record, I guess. When you zero in on one record, it still shows that generic picture of, yeah, it shows that.
For the profile for each person.
Yeah, in a tree though, you don't want to show everything. You just want to show their name and their birth and their death and where they lived, where they were born, where they died. I'm not sure what you want to show.
Just to be named, just what you say, what we just saw, name, year, and death, but not even where they lived. That's not part of the tree. It's part of the detail.
I see.
What you're seeing here.
Well, is that okay? You just show the name and birth and death date. And so
Oh shoot. Give me a break. It would be just this name.
Oh, I see. Just the years, not dates. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you don't want to show an actual picture.
If we have a picture, we'll fill it in with pictures. But like I said, it's a lot of work. It's a lot to do.
Yeah.
As many pictures as we can find, if they're not many, we can add a picture. I can add a picture, I should say.
You know, and I'm just wondering what other things they support in terms of output. I mean, because it's obviously a database, and then this just displaying the data in a certain way.
Right.
It'd be nice if they allowed you to build a giant chart. You know, even if you have to do it by splicing things together, if you could do it, that would be kind of cool. You could cover a whole wall with this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like a map in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a map. It's a map of a family.
Right. It is. Well, so I just wanted you to see that.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this up, you guys. I do want to show you Pearl.
Just to let you know, Odie's supposed to be coming next month, and I told him about the pictures. Bring some pictures with him.
Great.
So
what pictures?
So because we were talking about screen show and how we're gonna add a lot of pictures in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so I told him to bring his pictures. Now I don't know how we're gonna hook up.
Weren't we supposed to meet at your house, Ree Tee?
Yeah, we did say meet at my house.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Scanny, Bill and I were talking about that. Nita's saying Scanny every picture. That's a lot of work. Now, if she wanted to,
I think, yeah, that's too much work. And plus, I think we'll just, that's the day that we'll just pick which pictures that we want.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about just picking some pictures for this here, and then make a book, and you can put how many pictures you want in there.
Mm-hmm.
In the book.
Mm-hmm.
How many pictures does he have?
Hundreds?
Lots. Yes, a lot of
pictures.
But I mean, if you guess how many,
100, 150.
That's not that many.
I would say more than that, Ree Tee.
More than that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot.
Because he said he has a lot that we haven't even seen.
Okay.
Well, once you get set up, it's not that horrible to scan them.
Well, he wanted to go to your studio, Bill, and see what you could do with them.
Yeah.
So he wanted to come by your place.
Yeah, it's some time. It's just a matter of getting organized and putting them through the scanner, and then you have all these scans, and then if you have a way to keep track of what picture is what.
So I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes, you guys. So let me show you.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ree Tee.
Yeah, thank you.
Let me just show you what is about your grandmother. So here's Pearl White.
Mm-hmm.
And James White.
Who's James White?
Brother.
Oh, her mother was James White?
This is the niece and the nephew of Lorena Sharp. So that's the aunt. And she had a daughter named Camellia Milton. And Lorena Sharp's niece is your grandmother Pearl and your Uncle James.
Uncle James. What was James? Oh, he didn't have a last name.
White.
Oh, James White.
Mm-hmm. And she was 12 and he was 8 in 1930.
1930 census. 12.
I think on their birth certificate shows White and Neri.
Oh, I was supposed to send you the birth certificate. I keep forgetting. Yes. I don't remember what it says.
Send it to me, please.
I keep forgetting. I knew I was supposed to do something.
So, and then the other thing I found on Pearl was this. Oops. 1934, lives on Smith Street.
Mm-hmm.
Whitener,
43 Smith Street.
Smith Street. That's where the Lilos lived, huh? On Smith Street,
Mm-hmm.
right?
and I think I found one with Uncle Jake for. Oh, this isn't mine though. Let's see. Look at mine. Let me look at mine.
Is Whitener or White?
And yeah, Whitenary. I think I saw that too. Let's see, Uncle Jake. Oh, dang! I didn't change. Sorry. Hold on. That's that. I have it up under Alphonse. Oh, this is with Lena. This is in 1941.
Laborer. That's what Grandpa was, a laborer.
Nina.
I think I did. I found one with Uncle Jake and Pearl in the same residence. It was one of those directories.
Oh.
I don't see it. Oh, because here we do one more try. Okay, that's with Lena as the wife. I need.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, didn't change.
Yeah, I think last time you did show us where they were in the same. I thought you showed us when they were in the same recipe.
I did have same. Some of them I found I haven't saved them yet to my record, so
Mm-hmm.
well, they want to have wrong stuff on my record, but sometimes it's just better to get the wrong stuff and take it out. That way you have information.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's it, y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ree Tee. Thank you for recording, Bill.
All right, sister. All right, family. Bye, you guys.
Ree Tee.
Okay.
Shirley. Bye.
Bye.
All right, sister. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Well,
Thanks, Ree Tee. Appreciate this.
Appreciate
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. All right. Bye, you guys.
Okay, later.